Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2017 season. So we ended up yesterday with... We started well, had a really good first match, and then not such a good match to finish the episode on, but learned some really important lessons, and ones I hope you guys can take away from me. You know, managing early games with an end game in mind is so important, because, you know, we took so much resource, like I was saying, you know, we said it time and time again, how important that team preview screen is. Now, we knew that Hariyama was a potential lead there, but we didn't do anything about it, and it came in and it took so much resource to get rid of it. At end game, we lost the Parasect, which we needed for that end game when the Trick Room was going up, and we needed to be able to kind of get those spores off and take advantage of the really slow Parasect there in that Trick Room environment, and that's what it was there for, and we just didn't utilize that yesterday. So that's a good lesson, and you know, it is sometimes just getting used to the team. We haven't played too many games with the team, and you've got to keep that in mind as well, not to give up on ideas and things like that. You've got to kind of really play them out and see, you know, go into that situation again, go into that match again, and really look at see if you can change things around, play it differently, and then if it's not working again, try something else. And if it continues not to work, then it probably won't ever work, and then you can move on and change the idea and stuff like that. But the thing is, we didn't do that yesterday, but the most important thing I'm trying to get across, guys, is that you just need to be a bit more careful, and mainly myself, I need to be a bit more, I need to not get carried away. I get a bit carried away with the teams, you know, we're using this really fun team here, and I'm just like, yeah, we're doing really great, and I'm not really thinking about it too much, just kind of presuming that we're going to do well every game with it, when we're not. We're playing against as smart an opponent as I'm smart, or even smarter most of the time. So, you know, you can't ever take anyone for granted, and you can't underestimate anyone, because they've got the potential. They're bringing 4 Pokemon, you're bringing 4 Pokemon, and they've got as much chance of winning a game as you. So you've really got to just play smart, play to your outs, and have an end game, a middle game, and a start game in mind at all times. And that's primarily what VGC is, you know, playing to your outs and making sure that you're setting those game conditions up for you to win games. And I hope this is making a bit of sense, and I'm not just boring and dribbling on and hopefully relaying that. But today is a different day, and the thing is, we don't let ourselves get affected by losses. We don't get down by losses. Now, I've had tons of experience, and it does happen. You know, I'll go into tournaments and I'll have such high expectations, like you won't have gone into tournaments, and I've lost and I've not done well, and I've been so bummed out. But you know, the thing is, after so many years of playing, you've got to really have this kind of, you know, you want to win, you're going to try your best, but you've not got to let the losses affect you, and you've got to kind of look at it on a positive spin. So take the positives out of that loss and think, you know, I will always keep saying, and I'll always have this impression that a loss is way more valuable to you as an advancing trainer, an advancing Pokemon trainer, you know, playing VGC than a win will ever be. You'll get more from a loss than you will ever from a win. And that's a bottom line. You're going to learn more from losing than you are winning. So if you're losing a lot, don't worry. Just keep playing and learning. It's making sure that you're learning from those losses and identifying where you're going wrong. And that's the key to kind of becoming more successful. So I'm going to start whittling on. Just cover the team quickly that we're using this week. Obviously, if you've caught the episodes before, you'll already know, but for those of you who have not seen any episodes this week, we are running a double duck team that I put together on the weekend, which consists of Pelipper Golduck, Alola Marowak, Salamence, Metagross, and Parasect. So we'll jump straight into the battle spot ladder, hopefully find a couple of opponents pretty quickly and provide you guys with some really good games. Feature some other things in the team as well, hopefully, because we haven't got to feature too much outside. We'll predominantly bring in that Metagross and Salamence, which is a really strong lead, but it'd be nice to feature some other things. So we have our first opponent straight away today. 1746 rating from Spain, running a team of Tapu, Koko, Kartana, Mudsdale, Arcanine, Porygon2, and Araquanid. And guys, if there's anything that I kind of covered at the start of the video that you got questions about, just shoot me a comment below and I will get back to you. It's, you know, it's one of those processes I might be whittling on and things like that, but if you have got any questions about what I have said, just let me know. So, on to the matter at hand. Let's see what we're going to do. We've got that Trick Room mode with the Porygon2 and the Araquanid, the Mudsdale there as well. And then we've got the supporting cast of Arcanine there with its Intimidate. The fast mode with the Tapu Koko and the Kartana. So Marowak will come in very handy here if we can utilize it, but it's going to be very threatened by the Mudsdale and the Araquanid if my opponent can get that Trick Room off. So learning from yesterday's episode, we do want to bring that Parasect, but we want to kind of preserve it and kind of make sure that we're taking advantage of it in the Trick Room setting. So see what we're going to lead with here. I do want to bring Salamence because it is very good against that Kartana, offers a lot of support there. Let's think what else. I think I might just leave the Rain at home because I don't want to boost. I definitely do not want to boost that Araquanid and give it any additional boosts. So I'm gonna lock in with the 4 that we went with in yesterday's episode and just see if we can play this a little bit better today and see if we can kind of come out with a better outcome. A bit of a better outcome. I don't know what music I've got on. I was kind of flicking through, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah. And it's Friday, guys, so the international challenge has started, and I hope you guys are partaking in it. I haven't started my matches yet, but I will be very shortly. So if you are playing in it, please let me know how you're getting on and how you're finding the tournament and enjoying it, because I do really find them very, very good to play in and great practice. So my opponent here is leading off with the Porygon2. Does have the download, get that special attack boost and the Kartana. So straight away we're putting a lot of pressure with our Salamence onto that Kartana with the potential flamethrower we can throw into it. We have intimidated it, but my thinking would be here that Kartana is going to switch out. We'll probably see a Mudsdale or an Araquanid come in and a Trick Room set up from the Porygon2. So what I'm going to do is just switch out my Salamence to my Parasect, and I'm going to go for a Meteor Mash into the Porygon2, get some damage off onto it when I can before that Trick Room goes up. So, like we thought, that Kartana does switch out. Mudsdale coming in, and we will definitely, I expect, see a Trick Room come up. We may see an Ice Beam just go into that Salamence slot, but I think it may be a Trick Room. So we do get the Meteor Mash off, do get some decent damage onto that Porygon2. And yeah, the Trick Room is set up, so perfect conditions for our Parasect. So straight away I'm going to go for a Spore into the Porygon2, and I am going to bring in I'm going to bring in my Salamence. I'm going to get an Intimidate off onto that Mudsdale when I've got the opportunity to. We know that the Porygon2 is going to stay asleep this turn, so we can switch our board position around the next turn. So we've not got any threat from that Ice Beam coming out again. So get the Salamence in, get that Intimidate off, lower the attack of that Mudsdale, and we'll get a Spore off onto that P2. So Parasect being a nuisance already. And we just see an Earthquake come out from this Mudsdale. Doesn't affect our Salamence because we're a flying type, and Parasect will be able to take this like a champ. Doing some decent damage, you know, to that Porygon2 in the process. Well, not decent damage, but chip damage. Damage that it's benefiting us more than anything. So, now what do I want to do? Now I could double into that Porygon2 with an energy ball. I think I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for a Draco Meteor, and I'm gonna go for a energy ball into that P2 slot. So we see the Mudsdale switch out here, reset that Intimidate, expecting probably the Spore into that slot. We go for an Energy Ball. This is not going to do very much damage at all, literally chip damage, but we do lower the special defense on the Porygon2, which is huge. So as long as our Draco Meteor can hit here, and it does, so Salamence firing off a big Draco Meteor. Be interesting to see if this is enough with that defense drop, and it is, and a critical hit. So we get extremely lucky. So very unfortunate for my opponent there. But we're sitting in an alright position here because we're still in a Trick Room. Parasect is definitely going to be the slowest thing on the field. My opponent, what has he got to bring in? He's got that Mudsdale. So we can put that Mudsdale to sleep, go for a Flamethrower onto the Kartana. So I will just go for the Spore onto the Mudsdale, shut it down for a little bit. I'm going for a Flamethrower into the Kartana. And we should be underspeeding the Kartana with our Salamence. So we should get the Flamethrower off first. And we'll see if it's sashed or not. Yeah, here's the Flamethrower. Even with the special attack drop from the Draco Meteor, it should be enough. Yeah, so we do reveal the sash on the Kartana. Let's see what it goes for. It goes for a Smart Strike, and it'll be into that Parasect. But Parasect, because it's just a boss, takes that quite comfortably, taking us down to about 50% health. We'll get a bit of recovery with that leftovers. And now we can just go for an Energy Ball into that Kartana, and I'm just going to go for a Hydro Pump into the Mudsdale and start chipping that down. But we just see the Kartana protect here. Go for an Energy Ball, just goes into that protect of the Kartana. Mudsdale stays asleep for this turn. And we'll see how much damage. Oh, for the Hydro Pump, the Mudsdale avoids. And Dimensions twist back to normal. So, here I'm just going to protect my Parasect. I want to keep it on the field. And I'm just going to go for another Flamethrower into that Kartana. So we see another Smart Strike. Comes into the Salamence this time. So my opponent predicting very correctly there. Get the Flamethrower into the Kartana. And we'll pick up the KO there. So now it's just down to my opponent's last two Pokemon. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got as his last Pokemon. Is it that Araquanid? Yeah, and it is. Okay. So, you know, the nice thing is here that we can pull any liquidations away. But I'm just going to go for a Spore into the Araquanid, and I'm going to switch in my Metagross for my Salamence. Because if an Earthquake does come out from that Mudsdale, we should be able to survive it. And it will activate our weakness policy, so we can at least get some big hits off before the Metagross goes down. And ideally, we'd like to get the Marowak in here. Perish Song. See a Bug Bite. Oh, we just survive. Mudsdale does wake up, goes for a Heavy Slam, and it will be into that Parasect. Okay. So, game on again now. Right, so I'll bring the Salamence in here. We've got to be very careful of that Earthquake. And we're not going to be able to hit that Araquanid for really super effective damage at all. So I think I'm going to go for a Hydro Pump into the Mudsdale, and I'm just going to protect. No, there's no point in protecting. No, I'm going to have to target down the Araquanid. I'm going to double target it with a Meteor Mash and a Draco Meteor. Oh, and it avoids. It avoids. Things are going from bad to worse for us. We get the Meteor Mash off, not doing too much damage. And here comes the Hydro Vortex. Not ideal at all. Oh, I think we've messed this up, like royally messed this up. We should have brought the Marowak in where the Salamence was. We could have just Perish Songed. So yeah, we see the Hydro Vortex into the Salamence is enough to take it down. And a high horsepower into the Metagross. Because of that Intimidate though, we are able to take that. So we're going to be able to take at least one more. So I'll bring in the Marowak here. Right. I want to double into the Araquanid here. With a Meteor Mash and a Shadow Bone. And I'm hoping after the boost that would be enough, but I'm a bit scared of my opponent protecting the Araquanid here and going for an Earthquake. So I'm just going to protect both my Pokemon just to bait out the protect from that potential protect from the Araquanid here. So we'll just protect both Marowak and Metagross. Yeah, and here comes that Earthquake. So there it is. So now at least by doing that we can freely double into this Araquanid slot. So that is exactly what I am going to do. I'm going to go for a Meteor Mash. We need the Meteor Mash to hit, so we need Metagross to put his goggles on. Oh, and it avoids. Oh. Oh, and it would have definitely been enough to pick up the kill there. We're not going to... Oh, we do survive. Okay. And an Earthquake, which will probably take... Yeah. We can't win this now at all. Oh. This is kind of annoying. This is the thing though, you know, Meteor Mash and Draco Meteor are those type of moves that can miss, and when they do, they kind of tend to cost you games. But I think, like I said, we should have brought them the Marowak in a lot sooner than we did and just go for that Perish Song. Even if it went down that turn, you know, ignoring everything that I said at the start of the match and just kind of not playing it out well. So, I'm just going to go for a Meteor Mash into the Mudsdale. It's not going to be enough to pick up the KO, I wouldn't have thought. Nah, just misses out. And Liquidation from this Araquanid is going to be enough to pick up the KO onto the Metagross. Super unfortunate and super frustrating, but we'll move on. We'll move on to the next game and see if we can improve on that, because we definitely need to. So that's not ideal at all. It's just silly mistakes. Yeah, if I brought in the Marowak instead of the Salamence in that slot, I would have been able to just Perish Song and even switch out the Metagross at that point into the Salamence to get an Intimidate, to kind of make sure that we were surviving whatever was kind of thrown out at us at that point, get the Perish Song up, and then, you know, we would have had at least one Pokemon in the back that wasn't Perish Songed, and we could have easily stalled out 3 turns to get around that. So, not playing ideally there, but we'll move on and we'll try one more time. Super frustrating. It's because we're not bringing Double Duck, that's why. I'm going to bring Double Duck here. We're definitely going to bring Double Duck here. I'm going to say it. Okay, there's a Gastrodon. So, do we bring Double Duck? Okay, so we got our next opponent anyway. They are running a team of Alola, Tapu, Arcanine, Garchomp, Gastrodon, and Celesteela. So, what do we need here? What do we need? We definitely need the Marowak for that Celesteela. That is 100%. We definitely need that. Marowak will also come very handy for the Tapu Koko. We need to be careful of the Muck, the Garchomp, and the Gastrodon though at the same time. But I think we're going to have to go with that like same 4 that we kind of ran, because if my opponent leads with the Tapu Koko or the Muck, yeah, that will be fine. Yeah, the Tapu Koko, the Muck, then we've got that nice Bulldoze Earthquake combination that we can go with, even if the Arcanine comes out. We need to keep the Marowak around, so we've got it to support anything if the Tapu Koko's on the field from those electric type attacks, and then that Flare Blitz is going to be our kind of win con against the Celesteela. So we know what we've got to do, we've just got to execute it. I'm really frustrated with that last game, really frustrated, because it's just being stupid. That's all it is. It's just not thinking about things properly. So we do see the shiny Tapu Koko and the Alolan Muck come out. So we know that Tapu Koko, because it is a shiny event Tapu Koko, it is timid. But we're sitting in a super nice place to get that Bulldoze Earthquake combination off. If my opponent stays in, I don't know if he will, but regardless, we will go for it because we'll be able to take out that Muck in the process, and that is the big problem at the moment. So we'll go for that combination now, and we'll see how well we get on against it. We may see the Tapu Koko just Volt Switch out, but it might be tempted to go for a Dazzling Gleam, but we just see Protect. So that's fine. That means we're going to be able to take a bit of chip damage on our Metagross, activate that weakness policy, and we're going to be able to get rid of this Muck in one fell swoop. So we get the Earthquake off with the Metagross onto this Muck. Like I say, this will be enough to take the Muck out. And now we're in a really nice position this next turn to start putting a lot of pressure on whatever my opponent's got to throw at us. We've still got the Salamence full health, so we can take advantage of those Bulldozers if we need to, lower the speed on things. And we see my opponent bring in the Gastrodon. So, we could just go for a Draco Meteor onto the Gastrodon and an Earthquake, to be honest, and that'll be enough to take out this Gastrodon. We've got to be a bit careful though, because this Tapu Koko, depending on what item it's holding, it could kind of nuke the Metagross, which wouldn't be ideal in this situation. But I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. I'm just going to go for it. See what my opponent does. So we just see a Thunderbolt come out, and it is onto the Metagross, but we will be able to survive that. Do get paralyzed in the process though, which isn't ideal. So we hit our Draco Meteor. So there's really good damage to the Gastrodon. We're going to see, yeah, we're not fully paralyzed, thank you. So we will be able to take at least this Tapu Koko down to its sash and kill the Gastrodon. Ooh, so we just missed the kill on the Gastrodon, do manage to kill the Tapu Koko, and here comes the, what is this? Is this a stockpile? Z stockpile, I think. So it's going to recover some health. Yeah. So there we go. Stockpile, defense draws, special defense draws, and I think it gets some health back, doesn't it? Pretty sure. I'm not too sure. We can't see it, but we'll find out in a minute. And last Pokemon is that Celesteela. Yeah, full health Gastrodon. Ideal, eh? So I think here, Metagross. Right, let's play this a bit smarter than what we've been doing. I'm going to switch out my Salamence into my Parasect. No, I'm not. I'm going to switch the Salamence out into the Marowak. And I'm going to switch the Metagross into... I'm not going to switch the Metagross out, actually. I'm just going to bring in my Parasect, because we're probably going to lose the Metagross here, regardless. I'm just going to go for a Meteor Mash into that Gastrodon. We'll probably see a Flamethrower come out into that slot. So we see Leech Seed onto the Marowak, onto that Salamence slot, and a Scald into the Metagross, which is fine. So now we can actually take advantage of that Perish Song if we need to. because we've got the Rage Powder, we don't really need to, we don't need to Perish Song, because we could just Rage Powder and go for a Flare Blitz into the Celesteela, but I think the Celesteela will probably protect here. We'll probably see a Scald come out from the Gastrodon, and they're both two very bulky Pokemon, so I'm just going to get the Perish Song up while I can, and then we can try and stall things out from that end. May say a Flamethrower from the Celesteela, but it's just another Leech Seed. It doesn't affect the Parasect, and we see another Stockpile from this Gastrodon. So all I need to do now is just cycle around the 3 Pokemon I've got left and then count down the Perish timer, and we will take this game, which is a little bit better than the last game. And this is why Perish Song's really like quite nice against like bulkier teams like this, you know, when you're at that point of the game where you would normally struggle to kind of take care of them, and but you can just launch the Perish Song off and then just play down the counter, and you'll win out as long as you've got more Pokemon, and you can kind of cycle them around, you know what I mean. So my opponent unfortunately disconnected there. Good game to my opponent, but we will take that, and what we'll do, guys, we will call it a day there. We didn't have a very good first match, but we kind of redeemed ourselves with the second match, and we'll be back tomorrow, Saturday, with our final episode with this team of the week. And I'm going to make a promise. I'm going to bring Double Duck to both games tomorrow, regardless of team matchup. I'm going to bring Double Duck to both games tomorrow, because we haven't played as much Double Duck as we wanted. It was a Double Duck team, but we've not really featured it very much this week. So we are definitely going to bring the Double Duck in tomorrow's episode. I am going to pre-record tomorrow's episode right after this one. So I'm just going to launch straight into it after this one. And that's just because I'll be playing the IC tomorrow, so I won't have a lot of time outside of recording that. So I'm going to pre-record it now, and I'm going to make it a good one. So guys, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like on the video. It's massively appreciated. If you've got any questions at all about anything that was mentioned in the video, any content or the team or anything like that, please just ask away, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you're not subscribed to the channel, like I always say, please subscribe to the channel. It is massively appreciated as well, and you'll get all the daily updates for when the new videos, School of Hard Knocks, QR codes, Doubles Over You in a week's time, and team review episodes, so on and so on and so on. So make sure that you are subscribed so you get all the content when it does come out. But again, thanks to you guys for tuning in. As always, it is a massive pleasure, if I can get my words out. And enjoy your Friday nights, enjoy your weekends if I don't see you again until next week. So whatever you're doing, guys, take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow if you're around. But if not, until then, I will see you later. So bye bye.